could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Before I say anything in this video, I want to welcome the 100 Xbox subscribers to Helldivers 2. We welcome you with open arms. It's all love here. That's a joke, guys. A couple months ago, I had two very unpopular opinions on my channel. I don't usually talk about these things. I didn't think it was unpopular, but you would have thought so by some of the reactions in the comments section. I was brigaded, I was discredited, I was told not to listen to. I'm pretty sure I was reported and shadow banned by angry fans because ever since I made these two videos, the channel has been all over the place. 20 reasons not to get a Nintendo Switch and why Xbox is the worst console. Let me know if these are unpopular opinions in the comments section or if I'm off my rocker, because some of these fanboys make you think you're on the loony side of things. Like, Xbox is the worst console and it's not even close.
So what happened to Xbox? Over the last few years, interest in Xbox as a platform is a shadow of what it used to be.
Xbox seems to have this weird trajectory of acquiring studios just to set them on fire and send them off to Valhalla.
For the record, I do not like it when large corporations worth over $1 trillion callously sack people while also crowing about how they've never been more successful or more profitable than they are right now. The closure of Tango Gameworks last year, honest to God, fucking radicalized me when it happened. It tore a massive gaping wound in Xbox's credibility as a publisher, and it became borderline impossible to take anything they said seriously, because if you're willing to close that studio after they just made you one of the best platform exclusives your label had put out in 2 console generations, then you clearly don't give a shit about video games or the people who make them.
Do I really got to talk about the sad state of Xbox exclusives? For absolutely no reason, raise your prices and then sold Gears and Halo.
Nothing says we believe in the power of our studios like closing them. The new Xbox strategy looks a lot like if you can't beat them, publish on their platform.
Microsoft has pretty much made their own console obsolete with Game Pass. Bunch of customers that have no reason to continuously subscribe, and you have a bunch of developers that you have to consistently pay to keep this thing going. It's a great concept, but I don't know if this is going to ever be profitable for Xbox in the long term.
Game Pass has stalled at 35 million subscribers, not a number to shake a stick at, but it hasn't been growing and it's needed to grow. So Microsoft decided, you know what? Let's start partnering with people to make third-party handhelds. Oh, and they won't play the entire Xbox catalog, just PC games that you don't need Xbox for. Yeah, a lot of head scratching going on.
For the record, if you're still here, I want to say I don't hate Xbox fans. I don't think you're stupid for liking Xbox. I know nostalgia plays a huge factor. And just because I think Xbox is the worst doesn't mean I think PlayStation is good or Nintendo is good. I mean, I truly was not prepared by some of y'all fanboy responses. Like, guys, I thought the console wars were over. They all hate us. They all just want our money. Say it with me. Phil Spencer is not your uncle. This is not rage bait, it's just a different opinion. I don't make these videos for the sake of hating. I make them to express myself. Bruh, I'm like the male version of That's So Raven. I just see this shit happening before it happens, and I'm just supposed to sit there and say nothing? So if you support the truth, if you support unfiltered opinions, humans, not AIs, NPCs telling you what you need to hear, maybe somebody who might have a different opinion but helps you grow as a person, like and subscribe, because I don't know if you guys realize this, but 95% of the internet nowadays is people telling you what you want to hear or AI. So I don't know, support the real before it's all extinct. Moving on. But this isn't something to be joyful about. There's like over 9,000 people are losing their jobs at Xbox. They are canceling game after game, almost as if they're the worst gaming console. I mean, if this keeps up, you're not even gonna have a console for me to talk shit about. But jokes aside, I really am not a fan of any console. I've been playing PlayStation since I can remember, but I think PlayStation sucks. I think Nintendo sucks. I think Xbox sucks. I think console gaming is dying. But before I get into why I say Xbox is the worst gaming console, which is really just going to be a rehash of what I said before this news went down, because literally everything I said still applies. Let's talk about what recently happened with Xbox. On July 2nd, 2025, Microsoft announced a company-wide reduction of around 900,000 jobs, 4% workforce, including about 2,000 staff from Microsoft Gaming. They say it's the Steam Rhyme operations focus on high-quality projects but
Really, nigga?
some of the studios affected are Turn 10, Undead Labs, Compulsion, Halo Studios, ZeniMax Online, the list goes on. Perfect Dark, a nostalgic game that many were looking forward to, canceled. The acquired studio, The Initiative, has never even made a game that made it to publishing. Everwild, Rare's mythical open world game they've been developing since 2019, canceled. Rare was one of my favorite studios back in the day because they made Conker's Bad Fur Day, mentioned it in the video. The head of Rare, he's gone. He's not with Xbox Studios anymore. ZeniMax Online's unannounced MMORPG, done. Romero Games, run by the Doom creator, lost its funding for its FPS project, and the future of that studio is uncertain. Now guys, this isn't just bad for Xbox, it's bad for everybody. It's bad for PlayStation users, for PC users. This is just bad for gaming in general. They're laying off too many people too quickly. It's going to have a ripple effect on the industry. I should mention, by the way, if you work at Xbox, you're not having a good time. Imagine being an employee, a developer at Xbox right now. You just don't know if you're going to have your job the next day. But y'all Xbox fans, are you going to defend this shit? Let me restate why I said Xbox is the worst gaming console, because, like I said, it all applies, and I think I just need to re-emphasize what I said. Xbox has a habit of acquiring studios, setting them up for failure, and shipping them off to Valhalla like they're Thorfinn in the Vinland Saga anime. A lot of Xbox fans ignored this point when I made it. Because the proof is in the pudding, I'm just going to give you a list in the last 5 years of studios shut down by Xbox. Tango Gameworks, the guys who made High Five Rush, a very successful game by the way. Arcane Austin, they made Redfall, probably for the better. Alpha Dogs Games, Mighty Doom Mobile, I don't even know what that is, but it's on the list. The Initiative, and I'm not even being facetious, like that's just a damn shame. Roundhouse Studios, didn't even make a project yet. Press Play, Max, The Curse of Brotherhood, never heard of it, but it got shut down. Compulsion Games, I mentioned them earlier, they haven't even had a game come out yet. And that's just 5 years. Another reason Xbox is the worst gaming console is because they're a console that doesn't make any video games. And PlayStation is slowly approaching this territory, but Xbox is the king of this strategy of just not having games. This is why I don't include Nintendo, even though I hate Nintendo's anti-consumerism. And honestly, as a company, they're much more evil than any of these. But they do have products that people actually want. They got Mario, they got Donkey Kong, they got Zelda. So do have products to offer, it's just you're dancing with the devil whenever you deal with Nintendo. PlayStation has, honestly, it's pick your own poison at this. Xbox is trash, but PlayStation is steadily going downhill. Especially with their blunders, with their recent games, you know they're going to try to offset their failures onto their consumer. I just personally feel PlayStation has more potential to turn this around than Xbox. But that's just me. PlayStation still has that Japanese infrastructure. They still got W games like Stellar Blade and Wukong, even if it's on accident. Xbox does not have that connection with Japanese studios. And let's face it, I don't like to get political, but the West is kind of infected with this virus when it comes to politics and gaming, and it's affecting all of our culture, not just video games, but entertainment, everything. I don't like talking about this. If I see the word woke on one more thumbnail, my eyes are going to explode. But as much as I hate politics on both sides, it is undeniable that there has been an issue in making good games in the West, specifically in the North Americas. It's undeniable that politics have affected Western gaming in a negative way, and it just seems like any 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 would-be game is cursed to become a 6 or a 7 due to forced politics. And once again, I'm not leaning on either side, but it's an undeniable fact. And I feel like if you don't notice it, you're just putting your head in the sand at this point. So, I don't know, I feel like Xbox is kind of screwed, or have an uphill battle when it comes to making solid games, dealing with this whole weird political stuff we've got going on when it comes to modern America. And those are the reasons I think Xbox is the worst console. No games, no studios, shutting down everything, don't know what they're doing, and it's a Western publisher in 2025. Those that know what I'm saying know what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not political, I'm not on the left or the right. I'm just saying politics has destroyed our culture on both sides. But hey, at least y'all got Game Pass. Like, that's a W, I think. I don't know if they're making money off that. I really don't know the business plan when it comes to Game Pass. Anyway, it is what it is. Peace. Don't you think it's crazy you're calling another grown man your uncle unironically? Like, not even uncle. Just saying. That's also a joke, guys.